I'm not paying for it. Get out my face.
4-3, she just attempted to hit me.
What? What? Get out my face. I'm not arrested for nothing. Bye.
Where's my key? They're coming up towards my board.
What's up? What's up?
I'm not playing with you.
What's up?
I'm not playing with you.
What's up?
Drop it. Drop it. What is wrong with you? I am not playing with you.
You a post on with your ass.
You better drop that.
No, I'm not. Bitch, if you a post on
I am not playing with you.
I don't give a fuck. Oh, bye. 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 Bye.
You are now under arrest.
Bye.
You're not
Bye.
going to
Bye. 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 Bitch, get out of my way.
I'm not playing with you.
Get out of my way.
Drop it.
No, bitch. Get out of my way.
Into the headquarters.
Out of my way.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Bitch, get out of my way.
Let's go. What are you doing?
4-3, what's your exact?
Bitch, get the fuck. Bitch, get off of me. 4-3, leave me back. Get your ass off of me. What is you doing? Get your ass off of me. Bitch, get off of me. Dude, this is an easy one. Stop.
I am not playing with you. City Bank, right now.
No, I'm not. Get off of me. I swear the fuck did, bitch. Yeah, get off of me. Get off of me. What's your name, bitch? I'm gonna stab you out. Put your ass into it.
Welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another episode of Old School Cops. We got the three-man unit, the most experienced unit in social media. Listen, I got my boy Tone to the left of me, and when I tell you his law enforcement career started on Rikers Island, the largest jail in the country, and he did so amazing there. He took his talents to the police department where he did patrol. He did a real good job with patrol. He did some sergeant work. He became a detective. He was a burglary detective. He did so well, they asked him to head up a youth violence and addiction, which concentrate on juveniles and gangs. So we got a lot of talent when it comes down to this panel. The OG of law enforcement, and when I tell y'all the OG of law enforcement is Ted. He's been doing law enforcement for a very long time. When I was in elementary school, this guy was locking up bad guys taking dope off the street, and he's been doing it for a very long time. He did it as a city cop. He did so amazing. He took his talents to the federal level and became a hell of a DEA agent and did an excellent job. Thank you to my supporters for always sending these videos in. First and foremost, you send the videos in, and with all of our experiences, we give y'all a fair assessment, whether it's right for the officer or wrong for the officer, right for the civilian or wrong for the civilian. What's different with this panel, we all from the community that gets attacked the most by bad policing, so we understand both sides. We all been victimized of bad policing, and then we join police department to see if we can make some change and be a representative of our community. So with that said, I'm gonna hand it over to Tone. Go ahead and give the assessment on this particular video. You pretty good when it comes down to dealing with EDPs, emotionally disturbed people, and this is what I would call it. I know there's a lot of conversation on how do you deal with somebody going through a episode, right? So I like this video because it gives you an inside view of, you can't send because I work side by side with people from crisis intervention. They come in, these guys supposed to be expert and be able to, kind of calm somebody down. But there is moments where you can't calm them down, and that's when law enforcement has to take response. Looking at this particular incident, I personally wouldn't want to put a crisis employee involved in that without having a little bit more control. Soon as you arrive, there's a lot more violence, there's a lot more aggression, and I don't know any, and I work with a lot of crisis intervention who would want to jump in there and start. She's throwing things. I said I was going to let Tone start it, so Tone, go ahead.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but this young lady might have been looking at some sort of an infraction. He said she tried to run into him, whatever. Anyway, she wound up assaulting the officer. She actually had a weapon. Thank God deadly force wasn't used, because we've seen a lot of situations. She had that bike lock in her hand. I mean, things could have gotten really, really, it could have went south at any moment. They went on and on, back and forth. To me, I thought he had other levels. I don't know with if they issue tasers. Different departments have different use of force policies and guidelines. They use pepper spray. So you could see there's something really, really wrong with her. You got to get her detained. It went on for an extremely long time. I'm glad no one really got hurt. Someone could have gotten hurt. He had a difficult time with her. Well, I'm thankful that it kind of ended the way it did, because that could have ended in a ugly shooting.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand. Like, when you have somebody and that state of mind and doing a lot of movement, and you could tell like she's agitated, she's doing it is to her benefit to quickly take control, because the more she moved around, the more she's able to grab other objects, get to something that he would have to escalate his use of force. I'm thankful that he didn't go there, but every time she moved, you risk the chances of her grabbing something to where this officer now is in fear for her life and he used deadly force. These are definitely one of these situations where you wanted to hurry up, take control. I wouldn't have mind if he tased her. I wouldn't have mind if he maced her. Hurry up, grab her, get her to the ground. Because the more you allow her to backpedal and move throughout that particular area, is no telling what she could have got a hold to. All it takes is an officer to say, I'm in fear of my life. And it has to be reasonable. Picking up a chair, throwing at an officer, I can see where officer would say deadly force. Shit, we saw a video not too long ago, a guy threw a paintbrush at an officer used deadly force. So you got to understand, it's the officer's job to assess, reassess, and control it, using the minimum amount of force necessary, quick and fast when the environment dictates it. Sometimes you got time to have a conversation, try to de-escalate, try to calm her down. Then the other times you got to respond fast. She's just rolling through that bank extremely fast, aggressive. She's throwing stuff at him. I think he took way too long to get her under control. And I give him a D- for that. Really, I really do. So I'm glad he wasn't one of those cops where he felt like, oh, she's throwing things at me, let me use deadly force, because she was able to get it into custody without seriously bodily injury. But go ahead, OG, close it out.
I think the hardest part about dealing with mental health patients is not knowing what clicked them into what they're doing. She was on the bicycle, and all of a sudden she's obnoxious, disrespectful, and saying, I'm not, leave me alone, that kind of stuff. The biggest mistake I made in dealing with a mental health patient was being by myself. That was a big mistake. You should never be by yourself. I had to call for help anyway because she charged me. Not like this situation, she was really regressing. But the smartest thing to do when you have a mental health patient is to have help. The perfect situation I got into with one was there were 5 of us, and she fell in love with one of them. I think I talked about this before. She fell in love with one of the guys, and we used that as a ruse to get her out of the house. But in this situation, I don't know how soon the backup came, but you got to be careful, especially with other people there. When she went in that room, that could have been a barricaded situation. You don't know. And I think that was the right time for him to go in towards her. But I think he could have been a lot more patient and just tried to talk to her to find out what was going on with her, and waiting for people to arrive to make sure that there were adequate numbers. kudos for not shooting her because he could have dropped her when she pulled that thing up. But I think he could have waited a little bit longer to approach her. I give him credit for going inside the business because clearly she didn't have business there. But once he got into the business, he should have given the people directions on what to do. Could you go into an office and lock the door for your own personal safety, please? That kind of thing, instead of letting them open the door and her have to go into the door. The other thing, like I said, getting the backup there, I'm gonna give him a little bit more credit too, because he could have delivered some very critical blows to her to get her to be subdued, and he didn't do that. He just tried to grab her arms and stuff like that. So I think he knew she was having mental health problems, and he wasn't being overly aggressive. But when it came time, he did what he had to do, and based on what we saw, I think she came out of it better. That he was able to control her in a way that was able to have her to be subdued without more injury. My situation was a little bit different. The girl charged me, and I stepped to the side and just politely let her run into the wall, which she got a big hickey on her head. But again, I should have waited for some backup, or actually not gone in the house until the backup showed up. So there's always safety in numbers. And I'm going to give them credit also on this. We just passed a law here in Georgia last year. A group of us got together and created some legislation that dealt with mental health, especially in the rural areas and for sheriff's deputies that don't have access to mental health facilities. It gives them the opportunity to be able to use state funds to obtain laptops and the internet access with a portable device, and to be able to broadcast what they see live to a mental health specialist that can make a decision on whether somebody goes to jail or not. And the difference is this: a lot of times when they go to the jail after they've been since when the officer says she's had mental health problems, somebody else assesses them, and by the time they assess them, they don't see the same thing and let them go. So nowadays they can get the assistants to have the video to be able to show to the mental health professional, and when they go to the facility, what that professional outweighs everything else that happens after the fact, and they got to hold them for 72 hours. So it's a good program. Last year, quite a few of the agencies have taken it up, and it's been effective.
Yeah, that is actually pretty good, and I'm glad they're taking steps going forward to really zero in on treatment and how to respond to mental health episodes. Because long time officers had very little bit of training, and you guys, yeah, you guys been around back in.
Let's cut this
responding to calls. Yeah, y'all was responding to calls and buggies and shit. So you guys understand how that works.
Oh yeah.
Tone, you got a shout out from Liz. She was like, Tone. So
tell us say hi. Yes, hey Liz.
So listen, I just want to share one thing with you, and the OG made a good point when it comes down to how you deal with someone developing or going through a mental episode. Tone, a lot of people know Tone's my brother. He's my oldest brother. He's in law enforcement before me. I actually followed him into law enforcement. Well, when I was in patrol, my patrol had an opportunity to sign up for overtime. So me and my brother never worked together. He signed up for overtime in my precinct, and I had a hot precinct, nothing but projects in my precinct. You know, you had a few houses on the outskirts of the projects, but the majority is a projects car. So he comes in, and you know, it's just like first time ever having an opportunity to work with my brother, right? Within our precinct, we had like this mental illness house where everybody in this house was on medication. When we would go there maybe twice, 3 times a week. And we was always known to go there when 3 or 4 people, because it's very common that it will pop off. Things will happen real quick and you don't want to be by yourself, right? So Tone comes to the precinct, signs up for overtime. Everybody, it gets hot. It's an evening shift. So evening shift was hot, summertime. Tone gets a call to go to this house to deal with this. So everybody is on calls and because it was hot. There's a lot of calls going on at the time. He gets the call to go to his house. So he's at this house, and after a certain time, the radio starts checking on you. If you are on a call for a long time, they'll call your unit. If you don't respond, they'll start kind of getting worried. So all of a sudden, I was leaving a call, and one of the units that was backing me, he's like, "Yo, your brother's at the house, bro," like, and he's not answering. I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, he's at the house, the house." Everybody knows the house. I'm like, "Oh man." I said, I'm quite sure he's all right, but we can start heading over there towards it. So I cleared from the domestic I was on, going, and I said, "Keep me out. I'm gonna go check on my brother." So we flying over there, lights and sirens. More officers started coming, following behind me. They was like, "Let's hold the air until someone gets to him." Hold the air means don't get on radio and start talking. So if he's in trouble and he gets the opportunity to squeeze, we don't want somebody talking over him. So they got radio go silence to let him talk if he gets in trouble. So everybody starts pulling up. Maybe 2 minutes later, we all pulled up. We run inside, and Tone is sitting at the kitchen table. It was a big kitchen table. It's like the Last Supper kitchen table. He has a deck of cards in his hands, and it had a bunch of mental patients at the table, and he's playing Tonk with them. One of the guys that was there, he had a green warrant. Green warrant is a mental warrant. They want him to come into the hospital because he's been experienced a lot of episodes. A lot of times when we get the green warrants, officers got to wrestle some people down, got to put them in cuffs and take them out. Tone is at the table playing Tonk with the guy who has the green warrant, and he's looking at us as we come running in the door. He's like, I was like, "You ain't answer your radio." He said, I'm hanging out with my family," and he's playing cards. He said, "I got the wagon coming. Just relax, calm down. Y'all just relax. Just go back outside. When the wagon gets here, and the wagon is a transport vehicle, I'm gonna walk him outside, and he's gonna get in the wagon." He says, "Take notes. I've been doing this way before all of y'all." The wagon gets here, so he finishes playing with the guy. He's like, "You won. Come on, let's go outside." The guy walks outside. Tone walks him over to the wagon, the transport unit, gives him a hug and say, "I'm gonna let you win next time." The guy rolls in the wagon, and he was like, "All right, bye," and he got transported. Tone was like, "He said, yeah. Something." But just the mindset of understanding the environment, understanding the people, understanding. That's something that the academy has never trained you. We're talking about the 90s, people. We wasn't dealing with emotionally disturbed people like that in the 90s.
It's a master class, man, a master class.
First of all, I tried to, Joe, if you remember, I tried to answer on the radio, and y'all heard the noise from the card game. And y'all started rushing, thinking I'm in trouble, right? And everybody was just hyped, playing and happy. And for me, my thing was to eliminate any threat, right, and into his world. Yeah. And it worked. It worked. He was so comfortable, and it worked. There was no tension. I didn't need, there was no violence. There was no staring. He was happy. My presence made him happy, and everything was calm, and he walked out. Joe, you saw he walked out. And for me, that was like, I didn't feel it. I felt no threat whatsoever.
Yeah. And you got away with dealing with these people, the EDP people, because I remember one time there was this girl trying to cut her wrist. You remember that? She was trying to cut her wrist.
You told me yeah.
And I was with you. And you got out and you just started talking to her. Next thing you know, like, I think you was going out on a date with her or something. Ted,
I wouldn't say that. I'm not going out. But I tried, hey, you use whatever works to get her safe. And if giving her a compliment about herself and telling her that somebody cares about her, you look nice, you don't need to be in this position. Those are my tools. That's my job.
I'm telling you. He didn't go out on no date. I'm just joking. But what I can tell you is that she was in love after she.
Hey man, whatever you got to do.
He took her
Whatever
all the
you
way
got to
down.
do.
Exactly. Right.
All the way down to the hospital and admitted her. She was like, "Bye, baby."
Whatever
All
you
the
got
way
to do,
there.
man.
No
That's
problem.
it.
So
I've been there.
Hey,
I see it work.
Hey,
Work what you
what
got.
they said, like electricity, the least path of resistance.
That's right.
And that's what I use to make it work. Why?
Yeah.
What they say? Work smarter, not harder. I can
That's
go
right.
there and try and start snatching people. And you got the warrant, I got the legal authority. No. Everything is going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And
Yeah.
it always works for me. Well,
Ain't nothing
it
worse than
mostly
getting into a
works for
fight
me.
with a half-naked woman. I'm telling you that. There's
Yeah.
nothing worse. Because ain't nothing to grab. She ain't got.
No.
She had a number of panties. The one we dealt with, she just had panties on. That's it. And
Wow.
there wasn't no way for us to take her down. When she saw that guy, she fell in love with it. Oh, I like him. He's cute. We queued him up. Come on over here, dude. Do your job.
My PBM
Wow.
family, a few
It works.
people watching this live. Anybody got any questions for the panel? You could just ask and we'll answer. But as we always tell you, just if you got a gripe with the police, side of the road is not the place to have that type of argument. Don't challenge it. Take your fight to the courtroom. Take your fight to the courtroom. More officers are getting fired, suspended, charged. You will get a bag. That's your justice right there. Officer has the home court advantage on the side of the road. Take
Every
your
time.
fight to the courtroom to level it out. And please be safe, get home, and see you next video.